Welcome to the Love Decanters channel. My name is Kevin. This video is going to be about definitions, and the first subjects I'm going to be covering are decanters and claret jugs. I hope you like this, I'm trying to pack in as much detail as I can in the time I have and show you a lot of different things so you can see how these things are. Just in case I talk about this stuff later and you wonder what I'm talking about, I'd like to go through the components of a decanter. So the base, the body, the neck, this is the pouring lip here, and this is the stopper. I hope that's clear. So base, body, neck, pouring lip, stopper, and also when you take that out, this is the bottle and that's the stopper. Okay. So the first things I'm showing you are a decanter and claret jug, and the reason I'm showing you these two particular ones is because they're from the same service, and you can clearly see what the difference is between a decanter and a claret jug is. The decanter is a bottle with a stopper, and the claret jug is also a bottle with a stopper, but it's got a handle. So yeah, the idea is that you would have claret in that. Not all claret jugs are like that, but I'm just kind of showing you this is the difference. And if I can also show you another feature of these, if I go forward, they have what's known as a trefoil lip, which is a lip that it's in three parts like that, or folded three ways. So that's another feature that you might see sometimes. And these are called, this is called a shaft and globe decanter, because you can see it's a globe with a shaft on it. Here's another coupling of claret jug and decanter from the same service. These are Stuart Crystal from the 1930s, and yeah, you can see the decanter and the claret jug are very similar. The same kind of fake neck rings applied, pressed into the surface of the neck. Slightly different shapes, but yeah, overall they're similar patterns, just one has got a handle and the other hasn't, and the one with the handle has got a pouring lip, so you can tip it up like it is a jug. Right, I'm going to explore the boundaries of what is a decanter a bit more by showing you some more unusual shapes and sizes and different periods, just so that you realise this is a decanter, that it comes in all shapes and sizes, and there's different kinds. So this is a couple that are from the 1930s. The one on the right is a cylinder one. I don't even know what the one on the left is. It's just like an egg shape. Here are a couple more decanters. Yeah, just trying to push the boundaries of different kinds of shapes that there are. The one on the left is a Swedish one, and the one on the right I think is Danish. What's interesting about the one on the right is what's known as cased glass, and cased glass is basically, with this one in particular, it's a clear glass. They've partly blown it into the bottle, and then they've dipped it into some amethyst or purple glass, and then they've blown the whole bottle, and then they've cut the surface out to make the grape pattern on it, to show the clear glass underneath. So that's cased glass. So here's another decanter. This is what is known as a ship's decanter, and it's this shape so that it doesn't fall over when it's on a ship that's rolling around. Most of them are just kind of like modern reproductions. This is the real thing. It's probably been on a ship because it's actually in quite rough condition. Let me show you something. Most of the stopper peg is gone. There's a chips around the top here. So yeah, you can imagine someone on a ship trying to get that in there, and bang. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but it's the real thing. It's from the Regency period. So, but yeah, that shape, that is a ship's decanter. Here's a couple more period decanters. So the one on the left is what's known as a pillar cut decanter, where the mold, what looks like moulding that's coming down in like half cylinders down the body, those are actually cut, and the one on the right is what's known as a pedestal decanter. The pedestal is basically the piece that it's standing on. Here's a couple more decanters. The one on the left is what's known as a Prussian shaped decanter, and the one on the right is a tapered decanter. The tapered one would be a 18th century one, and the one on the left would be a Regency one. What's nice about the one on the left is it has the original stopper, and one of the ways you can tell, now you won't always get this, but the pattern on the stopper matches the pattern on the body of the decanter. Also, the rings that you see here, that's to help you grip the decanter when you want to pour it. Here are a couple of claret jugs. As you can see, they're not like the other claret jug, which was basically a bottle with a glass stopper and a handle. I count these. Some people say that those ones aren't claret jugs and these ones are, or these ones are claret jugs and those ones aren't. But yeah, I count them both as claret jugs. So yeah, and let me show you how this works. So they've actually got a top on. So you can see that there, and then you flip it up, and that's how you fill it. Those ones are actually silver plated, and the one on the left looks a bit more yellowy, and that's because there is no silver plate left on it. It's actually all you're seeing there is the nickel base, and the one on the right, which looks dark, because I haven't polished it, yeah, that is real. That has still got the silver plate on it. So I have here a couple more claret jugs, and this is where things get a little bit tricky. I reckon that the one on the left probably would be used for claret. Maybe not, maybe. And the one on the, oh sorry, I've got that the wrong way around. The one on the left probably wouldn't be used for claret, and the one on the right probably would be. The one on the left is probably for whiskey, because it is like a whiskey jug. Whereas the one on the right is not. One of the other things that's interesting about these two jugs is that the one on the left, you can see the way the handle has been added is where they've put a blob of glass at the bottom and then stretched it round and made the handle go to the top. And then on the one on the right, they've attached the glass at the top of the neck and then pulled it round and then stuck the end of it to the bottle. Now what that tells me is that they're from different periods. So I do know that the one on the left is probably from about 1900, and then the one on the right is probably from pre-1870s, because sometime during the 1870s all the glass manufacturers seemed to change from going from top to bottom to top. Don't know why that is. I think it's supposed to be stronger. Why didn't they do it early? But that's when they did it. So yeah, that's one thing to look at to tell the difference between something that's pre-1870s or post-1870s. Thank you for watching this video. This is going to be a multi-part subject with definitions. I'm going to cover other subjects, so this is just part one. So I hope you'll stick with me and go through the other parts of the definitions that I'm going to cover. Eventually I will get to other things, but yeah, this is where I am at the moment. Please, if you like this content, please remember to like and subscribe.